Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I am taking a look at Countdown number 28. Countdown is a series I've been following. I started out on issue 51 and I've been counting down. I'm heading down to issue number 1, but at this point I'm at issue 28. So if you haven't seen my previous reviews, I'll put a link to the playlist in the description box, and it'll have a playlist of all of the Countdown reviews I've done so far. So this issue is written by Paul Dini with Tony Bedard. Keith Giffen did the breakdowns. Al Baranonuevo did the pencils, and Art Tybert did the inks, and Tom Chu did the colors. So the cover is by Ian Churchill with Norm Rapmond and Tom Chu. So the cover's pretty cool. It shows the new Forager, and she is flying off with Jimmy Olsen. So go ahead and go to the first page. So we start off with the character on the cover, the new Forager, or Forager 2. So she's a female Forager that they introduced, who took the place of the first Forager who had died. So after the first page, you see on the second page a big splash page. I think it looks really good. It's drawn real well, and I like the colors throughout this issue. Tom Chu has done the coloring on a lot of these issues, and I think he does a good job. So we see her flying there, and it says New Forager. And we go to the next page. So Jimmy's been hanging out with the Newsboy Legion. They found him and they're helping him, but he's only just arrived at their hideout when you see Forager arrives and smashes through the wall and takes Jimmy and flies off. So then the scene changes. We're picking up with something from the last issue. So Piper and the Trickster have been on the run for a long time, many issues now, and a lot of the other rogues and villains have been getting captured. So there's a group of guys that were in a van in the last issue, and they run in now. So they run into the cafe and they're trying to capture Trickster and the Piper, but they end up catching another rogue who was there with them named Double Down. And it's the Suicide Squad working with federal agents here. So we're not sure why they're capturing everybody, but there's all kinds of different villains working with them since the Suicide Squad's involved. So there's Bronze Tiger and Multiplex and Deadshot are all there. But Trickster and Piper evade capture because the Trickster has a special light refraction generator that projects a small invisibility field, and those two are able to hide then from Deadshot and the others. So that's pretty cool, and they're still tethered together as they have been for a long time. So we go to the next page, and Karate Kid went to this big computer. This is kind of complicated, but he's looking for a cure to an illness he has, and basically they have a big back and forth with the computer, and it's kind of interesting, but ultimately, essentially, it tells them that there's another place that they need to go to. So he's going to go to Bloodhaven, and there's a bio-containment bunker there that might have something he can use to try and find a cure. So then we're picking up with Mary Marvel, and I found her character arc to be really interesting, and it's one of the things I've been following throughout Countdown, and she has gone from bad to worse. She's flying around the world basically killing people and stuff. She's doing it in a way, probably because she used to be a hero, but doing it in a way that she can sort of justify. Like, there are poachers that are gonna kill these rhinoceroses, and she turns them into little tiny people, so they're really small and they get crushed by the rhinos. And then there's a bunch of loggers that are cutting down trees in a forest, and she turns them into trees. So it's kind of cruel, but she's sort of able to justify it to herself, but then she just goes off the rails. And you see these couple panels, which are really hardcore, I thought, but it says she flies to this prison in Florida, and she enters death row and ages all of the inmates in that area instantly, so they all die. And then we see this group of characters, and these guys are really interesting. I kind of had to look up what their deal is, but they're called the Shadow Pack. But anyways, they're a cool group of characters, and they're all magic for the most part, and they're working together. Came to Lady Xanadu here, and they're keeping an eye on Mary Marvel, and they're seeing all this crazy stuff that she's doing, so they decide that she has to be stopped. So then we change back to Forager, and she's talking to Jimmy Olsen now. They stopped, and she asks him for help, essentially, because all of these different new gods have been dying. There's Light Ray died, and I don't care about Sleaze, but Sleaze died, and some different characters. So we get this big reveal here, and I don't know how this is going to play out, but Forager here says that Big Barda has died too, and that to make it worse, their souls aren't going to the source wall. So what Forager here is trying to do is trying to locate the souls where they're being held, and hoping Jimmy can help with that. So then we go to some really action-packed scenes. The Challengers have been searching for Ray Palmer for a while now, and they're in this place here with the Monarch and the Extremists and Forerunner, so they all basically have a free-for-all fight. They're carrying on from the last issue, and then it's gone from bad to worse because the Crime Society arrives, and this isn't the Crime Syndicate, it's the Crime Society, so an alternate version of them. But you got Ultraman and Superwoman and Owlman and everybody, and they are all working for Monarch. So Monarch basically ends up winning the fight. It's really a crazy battle between three sides, but the Extremists and the heroes fall. And then we see this on the last page there, the Monarch standing triumphant and Forerunners holding Donna Troy. So we'll find out in the next issue what happens with them, but there's a little bonus page at the end that shows the origin of the Trickster and the Piper. So I always like those bonus pages at the end of most of the Countdown issues. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications if you haven't already, and if you aren't subscribed, why not subscribe? I put out videos pretty frequently, and that's all for now. And as always, thanks for watching and being a part of DC Fans United.
End of line.